In every room, at every party, in every office, there are two kinds of people. First, there's the social chameleon. You know them. They're the shapeshifters, effortlessly changing their colors, their opinions, their entire personality to match whoever they're talking to. They work hard to be liked by everyone, and honestly, it looks exhausting. Then there's the other kind, the social anchor. They don't command the room with a loud voice. They don't tell the flashiest stories. But their presence is magnetic. When you talk to them, you feel like you're the only person in the world. They listen, they make you feel seen, safe, and deeply respected. They are the calm in the storm. What if I told you that quiet power isn't a magical gift? It's not something you're born with. It's a skill, a learnable skill called emotional intelligence. And the people who have mastered it don't advertise it. It's unspoken. So, what's their secret? Today, we're not just listing traits. We're decoding 7 unspoken signs of genuine, high emotional intelligence. We're moving past the textbook definitions and giving you practical tools, not just theory. By the end of this video, you won't just be able to spot emotional intelligence in others, you'll have a roadmap to start building it in yourself, starting today. Ready? Let's dig deeper. Behavior number 1. They are the masters of the pause. In a world that rewards instant reactions, hot takes, and witty comebacks, the emotionally intelligent person does the most counterintuitive thing. Nothing. They pause. Think about it. You get a work email that feels passive-aggressive. Your heart starts pounding, your face gets hot, and your fingers are itching to type a savage reply that you'll probably regret 5 minutes later. The high EQ person feels that same surge of emotion, but instead of letting it hijack them, they create a space, a tiny buffer between the trigger and their response. This isn't a sign of weakness or hesitation, it's a display of incredible strength. Research from the American Psychological Association found that taking just a 6-second pause can reduce your emotional reactivity by over 60%. 6 seconds. That's the difference between a career-limiting email and a professional, strategic response. They're not suppressing their feelings, they're observing them. They're letting the initial wave of ego and defensiveness wash over them, and then they choose their action from a place of clarity. Here's the tool you can use right now, the 3-breath rule. Before you respond to anything that triggers you, a text, a comment, a question, stop. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. It feels simple, but in that small window, you take back control. You move from reacting to responding. That right there is a superpower. Behavior number 2. They are the room reader, not the scene stealer. Someone with high EQ walks into a room and instantly gets a feel for the emotional temperature. They can sense the unspoken tension during a meeting, the subtle discomfort of a guest at a party, or the shift in energy when a sensitive topic comes up. But here's the critical difference. They don't use this awareness to make it about themselves. The low EQ response to seeing someone upset is to rush in and say, "You look upset, what's wrong? Was it something I did?" Suddenly, the focus shifts to them. The high EQ person, the room reader, does something far more sophisticated. Let me tell you about Alex in a meeting. The air is thick with unspoken tension. The boss is pushing a new strategy, but the team is clearly hesitant. The boss is smiling, but Alex notices his knuckles are white as he grips his pen. Instead of calling him out or adding to the pressure, Alex does something brilliant. He says, "That's a really interesting point. To make sure we give it our full attention, maybe this is a good moment to take a 5-minute break, grab some coffee, and come back with fresh eyes." Boom! He didn't steal the scene. He read the room, identified the need, de-escalation, and offered a solution that served everyone without pointing a single finger. He gave the boss an out and the team a moment to breathe. That's emotional attunement in action. It's about asking yourself, what does this space need right now, instead of how can I fit into this space? Behavior number 3. They are the architects of insightful questions. Most conversations run on a boring, predictable script. How are you? Good. You? Busy. Same. End scene. It's a conversational autopilot. We're talking, but we're not connecting. The emotionally intelligent person gently shatters that script. They ask questions that make you pause and actually think. They move beyond the what and into the why and how. Imagine you're having coffee with two different friends. Friend A asks, "Did you have a good weekend?" You say, "Yeah, it was nice." The conversation dies. Friend B asks, "What was the highlight of your weekend?" See the difference? The second question invites a story. It bypasses the generic answer and gets to the heart of your experience. Other examples of their questions might be, "What's something you've been overthinking lately?" "What's been giving you energy this week?" "What's the most interesting challenge you're working on right now?" These questions aren't an interrogation. They are a signal. They signal genuine curiosity. They signal, "I'm not just waiting for my turn to talk, I actually want to understand you." Here's the simple takeaway, the what-how switch. Next time you're about to ask a simple yes-no question, try switching it to one that starts with what or how. You'll be amazed at how the quality of your conversations transforms. And if you're already feeling a little shift in how you see conversations, if this is connecting with you, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We're all about practical wisdom here, and I'd love for you to be part of the community. All right, let's get back to it. Behavior number 4. They are the emotion alchemist. There's a huge myth that emotionally intelligent people are Zen masters who never feel anger, jealousy, or anxiety. That is completely false. They feel all of it. The difference is they've become alchemists. They know how to transmute raw, messy emotions into something valuable. Let's break down the difference between suppression and regulation. Suppression is pretending you're fine. It's stuffing the anger down, putting a fake smile on, and telling everyone, "I'm good." It's like putting a lid on a boiling pot. Eventually, it's going to explode. Regulation, on the other hand, acknowledges the emotion without judgment. It's looking at the boiling pot and saying, "Okay, the heat is high right now," and then consciously turning down the flame. It's about having the courage to ask, "What is this anger telling me I need right now?" Maybe the anger is telling you a boundary has been crossed. Maybe the anxiety is telling you to prepare more thoroughly. Maybe the jealousy is revealing something you truly desire. As the brilliant researcher Brené Brown says, we cannot selectively numb emotion. When we numb the hard feelings, we numb our access to joy and connection. The emotion alchemist doesn't numb. They get curious. They transmute fear into strategy, hurt into boundaries, and frustration into focused action. Behavior number 5. They are the space holder. Have you ever tried to share a struggle with someone only for them to immediately jump in with, "Oh my God, the exact same thing happened to me. Here's what I did." And just like that, the conversation is no longer about you. This is called conversational narcissism, and it's incredibly common. Most people don't do it to be malicious. They do it because they think they're relating. But what it actually communicates is, your experience is a perfect launchpad for my story. The high EQ person resists this urge. They understand that sometimes the most helpful thing you can do for someone is to simply shut up and listen, to hold space for their experience without trying to fix it, judge it, or one-up it. They use a framework, whether they know it or not, that looks a lot like what communication expert Julian Treasure calls RASA. Receive, which means paying full attention, not half listening while you plan your response. Appreciate, making small gestures to show you're listening, like nodding or saying, or "I see." Summarize. This is the big one. Saying something like, "So it sounds like you're feeling incredibly frustrated." This confirms your understanding of them. Ask, asking clarifying questions, not to take over, but to go deeper. Holding space is a profound gift. It tells someone, you matter, your feelings are valid, you are not alone. And let's be honest, we're all guilty of failing at this, especially when someone mentions a show we just binge-watched. But practicing the art of holding space is a cornerstone of deep, meaningful relationships. Behavior number 6, they are the constructive dissenter. This might be the rarest and most valuable skill of all, especially in a professional setting. Emotionally intelligent people know how to disagree without being disagreeable. For most of us, disagreement feels like a threat. It activates our primal, defensive instincts. But the constructive dissenter has learned to separate the idea from the person. They can challenge a concept without attacking the individual. Their conversations feel safe, even when they're intense. You'll hear them use phrases like, "I appreciate that perspective, and I'm seeing it a bit differently." "That's a valid point. Can you help me understand your thinking on X? Because I'm arriving at a different conclusion." "I disagree with that part, but I'm fully on board with the overall goal." These phrases are linguistic magic. They validate the other person while still holding firm on their own position. It turns a potential confrontation, two people facing off, into a collaboration, two people standing side by side looking at the same problem. A study from UC Berkeley found that teams with high emotional intelligence resolve conflicts 40% faster. Not because they avoid conflict, but because they know how to navigate it without ego. Behavior number 7. They are the digital body language expert. Finally, let's talk about EQ for the 21st century. In a world of emails, Slack messages, and DMs, our ability to read traditional body language is gone. It's been replaced by something new, digital body language. A high EQ person understands this new language fluently. They know that sending a one-word email that just says thanks can feel cold and dismissive, so they might write "thanks for this" instead. The exclamation point matters. They know that sending a text that says "we need to talk" without any context is a recipe for anxiety, so they'll add context. "Hey, we need to talk about the dinner plans for Saturday." They understand that writing in all caps feels like you're shouting. They know when a topic is too sensitive for an email and needs a video call instead. They follow a simple but powerful rule, the channel matching rule. The more sensitive or complex the topic, the more personal the communication channel needs to be. A simple FYI is fine for a text. A complex project update needs an email. Delicate feedback, that requires a voice or video call. By matching the channel to the message, they avoid countless misunderstandings and build trust, even from behind a screen. Conclusion. So let's bring it all home. 7 unspoken signs of high emotional intelligence. They are the master of the pause, the room reader, not the scene stealer, the architect of insightful questions, the emotion alchemist, the space holder, the constructive dissenter, and the digital body language expert. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, that's okay. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Remember the core message here. Emotional intelligence is not who you are, it's what you do. It is a skill built through a series of conscious, everyday choices. And to help you start, I have a simple challenge for you, the 24-hour pause challenge. For the next 24 hours, I want you to try just one thing from this video, the pause. Before you respond to any meaningful email, text, or question, just wait. Take those 3 deep breaths. Create that 6-second space. That's it. Then come back here and drop a comment letting us know how it felt. Did it change the outcome of a conversation? Did it make you feel more in control? Share your experience. If this video sparked something in you, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next one, where we'll be talking about the one phrase that can instantly de-escalate any argument. Remember, true influence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most trusted. Go build that trust.